the profit motive, which is, I think, the core of the American financial system, and I'm very supportive of that, means that we will try to accommodate the need for these things without undue investment. And what has happened is because we are a very mineral rich country, which has allowed us to become the most dominant nation in the world, economically and militarily, means that we have these materials, but we outsource the production or refining of those materials. Right? It's not that we don't have them; we have them to some extent, but we don't have the technology or the prowess, excuse me, to refine those materials to make them usable into the system. So we outsource that, and in large part, we outsource it, to China, who has invested heavily, in these processes. Of course, there are a lot of differences between the countries, and I don't want to get into too much stuff because you know the Chinese people are good people, right? But we're never going to be able to compete with them on labor costs, for a variety of reasons, right? That we can get into or not get into. In the same way that we're not going to compete with Canadians or Europeans or whatever on certain things. The United States is a very wealthy country. We have extremely high standard of living, something we should be very proud of. And for a variety of reasons, AI manufacturing is a new thing. It hasn't been here. This is this year really that it's become more possible. So you needed the human labor element, and the profit motive just incentivized companies to outsource the production of that, and that production was outsourced primarily to China, which is how we found ourselves in this position. And then, of course, I don't think it probably would be an issue in everybody's mind if the president hadn't made it a priority of his to enforce or to engage in more aggressive trade normalization with certain countries. I think China probably would be more than happy to continue to maintain this dominance in this area and keep doing this as long as nobody noticed. But here we are. The president feels very strongly about the tariff imbalances that he feels exist. And, it makes perfect logical sense, that President Xi would use this as a leverage point. I would if I were him. So that's kind of where we find ourselves in asking, what do we do about it now?